Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm here, I'm rising and I'm shining, and I hope you guys are shining as well. I hope you guys saw the video that I just made of the seal. I was stalking him, y'all. I saw him by the Navy Monument and he was doing some push-ups, and then he took his canine and he started doing squats with it. Like he would go down with the canine, come up, down with the canine, come up. I can't even do one. So he had an audience and people were standing around the monument just watching him, wearing his SEAL team stuff, a weighted vest, and then he had the canine on his shoulders and he was just doing push-ups and doing squats, up, down, up, down. And so I tried to get a picture of him doing that by the monument and I couldn't. And he was like, he kissed the monument like this and then just walked away from it and went to the ocean, towards the ocean, and he started running on the beach with the dog on his shoulders. And I was like, oh my God. So look at me, crazy ass. I started following him. And so I followed him and I was running behind him. And I'm like, I'm gonna get this picture, I'm gonna get this video, no matter what. And so I'm running on the sand and I'm like dying. Oh my goodness. And I was like completely dying, man. And I'm running behind him and you can see his steps are so much deeper than mine because he's carrying a dog on his shoulders. And he's still running faster than I am, y'all. And he has a weighted vest. So finally when he stopped, that's the video that I made because I was like right behind him panting. So we had a really cool discussion, and I'm actually sorry that I stopped the camera, the live video, before we really got into the meat of the discussion. If you all saw the video, I asked him what's his why. First of all, he's getting deployed in 2 months. Currently he's in training. He still hasn't passed his training. I'm not as a SEAL, so I'm not sure if he still has to do Hell Week, but it reminded me of a video that I did 3 months ago, maybe now, where I talked about David Goggins, who is like an ultra endurance athlete, but formerly a Navy SEAL, and just his mindset around what you need to be and how you need to be mentally in order for you to make it through adversity and challenges. And I talked about how David Goggins' why was huge. He had gone through a really toxic childhood, an abusive childhood. His father was an abuser. He fought his father every single day as a small child, trying to protect his mom. And I think part of his mental fortitude and why he's the way he is because he wanted to be strong. Like he never wanted to be in that position where anybody or anything could beat him, either physically or mentally. A lot of people who've been through childhood trauma, it will either break them and some people it breaks them. Some people, they channel that pain into disciplines and perseverance, and they develop a resilience that's bar none. So I say that all to say that when I saw this young man, real young, like you can tell he's probably like 19, 20 years old, I was like, so why are you doing this? So what's your why? And he couldn't answer that question. If you saw that, he was like, what's my why? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what's my why. And so after we had the discussion and he said something about mindset and perseverance, after I turned off the camera, I was like, man, I gotta tell him this, because I learned through watching that video by David Goggins that it's all about you have to have a deep-seated why in order for you to be a SEAL, because that day is gonna come when you have to knock down that door, and behind that door will be someone who is willing and ready to kill you. It's a life or death thing. And when I was talking to this young man, I told him it's a life or death thing, and he was like, nah, it ain't all that. And I was like, man, child, you getting ready to learn. If you don't know, you gon' know. You gon' know, because I understand that whole discipline and wanting to be a SEAL. And David Goggins in his video was talking about how these young men, they want to be SEALs, but they don't know why they want to be SEALs. And they can get through that physical endurance and that physical rigor, waking up early and doing the push-ups and the press-ups. That's something that all endurance athletes have to go through. And actually, this young man said, anyone can be physically fit. And I was like, you got that right. But what you're getting ready to do ain't what I'm trying to do here on the boardwalk, trying to get physically fit. No, sir. What you're getting ready to do is sacrifice your own life in combat. You don't know when you're going to get called in. Hopefully he does pass his training. But that fear will get a hold on you. And so I just thought it was interesting that the day before yesterday, I was talking about Navy SEALs and perseverance and how important it is for them to have that why. And this morning, meeting with this young man, when I turned off that camera, I was like, listen, you got to figure out your why. Because they say for SEALs who have a strong why, they're more likely to pass that training. And he's right now saying, I really want to pass my training, but he doesn't know his why behind being a SEAL. The interesting thing was when I talked about the life or death thing, I said, you know, I hope you don't have to go into combat. And he said, nah. He's like, nah, that's what I want to do. It would be really disappointing if I put in all this training for me to go into combat and to be a SEAL and never see the other side of a gun or never be behind enemy lines or whatever. And so I was like, oh, wow, because that ain't me. I guess I can't be a SEAL. I want to be the SEAL with the abs and everything, but I ain't trying to fight for nobody. I ain't trying to die for no one. So when I turned off the camera, I was able to talk to him about the importance of him finding a why, and that story about David Goggins. And I just told him, look, it's really important that even as you put in this physical training and rigor and being out here in the sun every damn day, training and doing push-ups with a canine, that you figure out, why am I trying to be a SEAL? Because it's not just an endurance sport. It's an actual calling and a cause. You have to be in your mind saying, I'm doing this because I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a safer world where generations to come, children and adults and people will have freedoms that I fought to keep alive in this country, right? It has to be bigger than just training to be a SEAL. And I also told him, they say that young men whose fathers have been Navy SEALs, that they actually have 4 times the likelihood of succeeding and getting through Hell Week and getting through training because their fathers were SEALs, 4 times as likely. So you can see it's almost generational in their DNA that SEALs have children who become SEALs. Why? Because those children get to grow up in the tutelage of someone who has developed that mindset and that discipline and that tenacity and that physicality and that mental strength to be a SEAL. This is my happy place. This is my happy place, y'all. This is my happy place. Anyway, I just wanted to say I needed to get here this morning so y'all can see the view. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the view I was telling you about that I absolutely adore. And I'm just thankful today for this opportunity to even be here and to be able to see this amazing view. This morning I was telling myself, I'm like, you know, I wish I lived here. I wish I lived by the sea because I'm so happy by the ocean and so happy by this boardwalk. It's like every year I'm living for this moment. Like I work hard in order for me to have this time here on vacation by the ocean. And then something came into my mind. And sometimes I have those God moments where you feel like God is talking to you. And the voice that came into my mind is, why not? Why couldn't you live here by the ocean? What are you limiting in your mind that this is not a possibility for you? So that's been something that I've been thinking on all day, is as I look at this beautiful view that I live for. Every weekend in the summer, I want to be here. In the fall, I want to be here by the ocean. I'm just so happy. I was like, it's nothing for God to be able to provide this view for me every day, and for me to wake up in a condo overlooking the ocean and actually be living this ocean life and this seaside life. It's nothing for God to be able to do that, right? So I don't know if you believe me or if you believe the same for yourself. I don't know if this is your happy place. Maybe your happy place is somewhere else. But why do we limit God? And even as I was walking and I was saying it's nothing for God to give me a condo like all these rich white people that live here by this. Okay, they're not all white, but all these rich, wealthy people who have condos here on the boardwalk. That they have second homes here on the boardwalk. I was like, it's nothing for God to do that. And then I was like, something came to me as well where I was like, and it ain't nothing for God to even give me a hotel, to give me the entire building. So whatever it is that you're thinking about this morning, okay, so this, I talk so random, but y'all know this already. But, whatever it is that we're telling God, we wish, we're constantly saying, I wish this, I wish that. Those are the desires of your heart. And God is saying that He's able to give you the desires of your heart. So this is the desire of my heart, for me to wake up every morning and see that view and walk on the boardwalk and run and see people fishing and have my hair up in a bun like this. Right? That's what God is telling me. That's what I feel is a desire of my heart. It's like my happy place. This is my happy place. So why is it not possible for God to give me my happy place? Right? And so there we go. Ain't that gorgeous? That is absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so let me get off of that. Not really, but what I wanted to say is that and this is my message to you guys this morning, this beautiful TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. That it's nothing for God to give you what it is that you want in your life. Let me wipe off this camera. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's the camera. No, it's just the sun. Oh, the sun is so beautiful. I love the sunshine. Morning. So it's just gorgeous here. I like, seriously. My heart just leaps when I see the ocean. I'm so happy. And I'm smiling from ear to ear. And people are looking at me in amazement like, why is she smiling like that? Because she's happy. So anyway, what I wanted to say is whatever it is that you have as a desire for your heart. And I say this all the time. Write it down. And then you know what? After you write it down, expand on it. What is the word? Make it exponential times 10, because that's what God is able to do for you. So when where I am, when I was coming down the stairs from my Turtle K, I was like, this is what I wish I lived here. I wish I could have this every day. And then God said, I can give this to you. And so I'm like, yeah, why am I talking about it like it's a wish when actually in God's mind it can be a possibility, right? It can be a possibility. And then when I got to the boardwalk and I started looking at these condos, and I was like, you know what? God can actually give me a condo here where I can wake up every day and look at the ocean. And then in my mind, God said, not only can I give you that condo, I can give you the building. So that's my message to you guys today, is that don't limit God. Don't limit God. Whatever it is that you have in your mind, write it down and times 10 it. 10 times it. Because when you 10 times it, guy, is that a bug? That's a bug that just went into my mouth. Thank you, Lord. Thank God I didn't swallow it. When you 10 times it, you'll see how little you think of God, because your dream will look this small in comparison to His, which is this big. So that's my message to you guys. Whoa, Jesus, there are bugs everywhere. To you guys this Friday, that put down all your goals, write them down, all your desires of your heart, and then do multiplication times 10. and see what that looks like. So instead of a wish for me this morning, it's like a building this morning. And then just say, God is able to do that. And if he's able to do that, what am I doing here limiting him? Then the other part that I wanted to talk about because of this seal, because I take my inspiration from what I'm thinking and also what I'm seeing every morning. When I spoke to this seal and I saw him with the weighted vest and the canine dog, and he was really training, and then I started talking to him about the mindset that it takes for him to train. He just said, look, I want it to be so hard in terms of my training every single day where I'm running on the beach. I have the canine dog. I have the weighted vest. And so when I don't have all this baggage on me, I'm so much lighter and I'm able to do what I need to do in training in order to pass this training. So I really pray for him. But I think the message that I got from that this morning is the importance of preparation, right? So whatever it is that you're aspiring to do or to be, you have to remember to be ready, to stay prepared, right? So it could be you want to get married, right? You want a spouse, but are you ready though? Are you ready? Or are you still talking about, in order for me, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, but you're not a good thing yet. You're still thinking, but when I find him, I will be that good thing. How about you start today? How about you start acting like that good thing today, right? Get your nails done, get your hair did, put some groceries in the refrigerator, start a business. You know that Proverbs 31 woman? She was a businesswoman, right? Not only was she a provider, but she was an entrepreneur. She was a beautiful woman. She was smart. She was articulate. She was all these things. And so I know, hi, Maina and Jockey, absolutely. There's a lot of planes on this strip because there's an Air Force base near here. Yeah, so how about you start getting ready? And even for men, how about you start getting ready to be that provider, right? To be that person who is able to love one wife, right? How about you get into that mindset of faithfulness and loyalty? And in the same way, how about the woman get into that mindset of having a home and a family and being that submissive, caring woman, right? So all those attributes that you're looking for, it's all about preparation. In the area of business, you can't be talking about how you want to be wealthy and financially stable, but yet you're not working on being that. You have to take action. Even in the Bible, when it says, God, remember me, the word for remember is zakar. Zakar me, Lord. That's something I'm learning in this season. Remember me, Lord. When you look at the translation of remember me, it means, Lord, take action on my behalf. And so in the same vein, you also have to take action on your own behalf and prepare and train your mind to be what it is that is going to get you to where you need to be. So preparation precedes promise, right? So like, for example, even for me here on the Hope Hub, when I talked about giving people hope, I couldn't have just said, God is telling me to give people hope, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not putting myself in a place where I can give people hope. I'm not approaching people and telling people this message. What I have chosen to do is use what's in my hand. We have this huge platform, social media, Facebook, billions of people coming online every single day on this app. And why not press that live button and give people hope? If God is saying, give someone hope, press the live button and give people hope. I meet people all the time. Now I'm starting to just approach people and say hi and talk to them. And guess what? Most people, they'll talk to you. And I don't know what it is, if it's because they're strangers and they think they'll never see me again, but they always give me hope for my morning. So this seal taught me a lot today about preparation and how it precedes promise. He talked to me about the fact that he's training, but along with his training, he's being smart with his training. Because I told him, look, I was running behind you and I was really having a hard time because I'm training for a half marathon in October. And so he asked me, what's your time? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what my time is. He said, you don't know? What app are you using? And I was like, I ain't using an app. And he was like, you need to download an app. And I was like, yeah, I know. I just haven't been willing to download it and see my time because I've been so much better in my running than I am currently. And so it's almost like I have this, not fear, but I just don't want to see how badly I'm doing. And he said, no. The easiest day, the last easy day you had was yesterday. So today you need to download that app. And then he said you need to set a goal in terms of your time, and every single day aspire to shave some time off of your goal. So he said right now in his running, he's running a pace of about 6:30 minute mile. So that's probably half my time, or half my time. So, because right now I'm thinking I'm probably a 12-minute mile or something like that. So he said he's at 6:30. And so he said every day he's very specific. He's making specific goals in terms of shaving down his time every single day. And he's like, I'm shaving down 2 whole minutes by the end of this. No, 2 whole, I think he said 2 whole minutes a mile by the time his training is over in a month. So he has something that he's aspiring to. And so in the same way, not to make this about goal setting, but if you have something that you desire, yes, write it down. Yes, 10x it. Put it on your vision board. Put pictures up. Do whatever you need to do to visualize it. But at the same time, start taking action. Take action, even if they're small, minute actions. Because even when I started this platform, I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. But I wanted to show God that I was being faithful in what he had assigned me to do. Who's on assignment this morning? Everybody. So whatever your assignment is, take that one small step to show God that you're preparing. And every day take a step towards it. And so sometimes I'm not even sure why I'm here every morning. I'm like, Lord, why? Why am I here? I could just walk and then keep it moving. But he said, give hope. And so every day I give hope in whatever capacity I'm able to. I have a platform, a place where I show up every day. And so I'm just saying in my mind, I'm like, I'm showing God that I'm being faithful with this voice, with this vehicle that he's given me. And I'm reaching out to people. I'm talking to people on a daily basis. And in my doing so, I'm saying, God, zakar me, remember me. Remember that I am faithful. And for those of you who are in a time of challenge where you do not see or you cannot even bring yourself to write down the desires of your heart and you're feeling that God has forgotten you, believe me, he will not give you more than you can bear. He will give you enough to stretch you, but he will not give you more than you can bear, believe me. And like Abraham, when he was told to sacrifice Isaac, his promise, right? There was a ram in the bush. God had already prepared it for him right around the corner. So don't give up. Don't give up before you reach your breakthrough, because that breakthrough is right around the corner, y'all. So I've arrived at my destination. I'm about to go in. Y'all have a beautiful day. And remember that God is more than able to give you the desires of your heart. God bless you. Bye-bye.